Hello YouTube, this is Drugoli from Nets in the Never, and I'm bringing a bit different game here. It's a game called Unreal Tournament 3, or Unreal Tournament U, I believe. And the game is a few years old. I think it's from 2006, maybe 2008, I'm not quite sure. But it's a very fun game. For some reason, I started playing this game. Right now, I'm having my exams, and I'm not going to school every day for like 8 hours. It means I have 8 hours more spare time, and I don't know what to do with it. So, for some reason, I decided I should try and go back and play one of those games I played a few years ago, and that was Unreal Tournament. Like, before I started playing World of Warcraft, and I don't play World of Warcraft anymore, but when I did, and also Modern Warfare games, Call of Duty games. Before I played that, I played Unreal Tournament. It was what I played all the time, and I remember some of the fun things I did. I remember playing with my brother and my friends. We had a great time playing that game, and it's kind of it's a bit weird, but it's kind of nostalgia for me trying to go back and play one of those games, and it's a very fun game, and it can also be a hard game. To be fair, this gameplay I'm doing here, it's not multiplayer gameplay, it's single-player gameplay against what I would say is a bit below medium-level AI or bots, but still, they can be very tough. And if I try to go against the hardest difficulty bot or AI there is in the game, I've lost already. The AI can be very, very challenging. But in this game, like, it's different from games like Call of Duty. First of all, you don't have iron sights, but also it's much more simple. You have, in each map, there are some specific weapons for each map. Like in this map, I believe there are about 5-6 weapons. I'm gonna go through each of them. There's a transculator. You can choose if you want this in this map or not by some mutators. I'm gonna talk about that maybe a bit later. But it's basically, I used it a few times where you see me fire a disc into the air. You can fire that disc, and then you do that by left-clicking on the mouse. And if you right-click, then you teleport to that disc, so you can use to teleport around the map. And something I found out in the later games is really cool for this capture the flag thing, because you can go capture the flag, and either before or right after you have captured or taken the flag, you can shoot one of those discs right into their base. And then when you've captured the flag, you can teleport right back in and take it again. It can be really cool. There's also a weapon that everyone spawns with. This is in every single game you play of Unreal Tournaments. The Enforcer is kind of a little submachine gun kind of thing. You can either just shoot one round at a time or a 3-round burst. You'll see me do that later. And I believe it's only for this weapon, but then with this weapon you can also dual wield if you pick up an enemy's Enforcer. Then you can go around dual wielding. It's very cool. You also have a sniper rifle, which I use all the time. I think that's the best gun, because either if you do a headshot, they die instantly. Their head kind of explodes or something. But if you shoot them in the head or anything else, it's a 2-shot kill. Unless you have a power-up, which you see me use. I might be using it right now. It's kind of weird. It's called U damage, where you can see my gun sometimes glows like this pink or purple color, and then I have the U damage on. It gives almost double damage, so every sniper shot kills in one shot. It's very, very cool. There's also the link gun, which can either fire very fast, like some green bolts of energy, or it can fire kind of an energy beam, which you need to hold on the target for a while, and then kind of burns them up, so there's only a skeleton left. There's also a shock rifle, which can fire either a beam, like a laser beam, or kind of a lightning bolt. And one cool thing you can do with that gun is you can combine the primary and the secondary fire, the primary being the laser and the secondary being that bolt. If you fire the bolt, like that ball of energy, and then you shoot it with the laser, it explodes, which can give damage to lots of enemies if they're nearby the thing. It's very cool how you can combine those two things if you're very skilled. It takes a bit of skill to hit that tiny ball when it goes further away. There's also the rocket launcher, which can either fire one rocket at a time as the primary fire. It just fires one rocket. But in the secondary, you can either choose to fire just one rocket again, 2 rockets, or 3 rockets. And when this gun can also lock on to a target, so it can like lock on to an enemy. You need to be at pretty close. You need to be in a certain distance away from him before you can log on to him. But you can log on to him, and then you can fire 3 rockets after him. It's very cool how he's basically dead if he doesn't get around a corner or something to avoid the rockets. There's also a very, very awesome gun I use. I think I used it one time in this game, or in this match. It's the Redeemer, and it's kind of a portable nuke. You can either fire just a rocket, fire it, you can point somewhere and fire it, and then tries to go to that location. But you can also fire it as a remote rocket that you can control yourself, and that's really awesome how you can control the rocket to where you want it to go and try to avoid enemy fire, because if they shoot the rocket, then they'll deny it. I think I do that one time, then the next time I use it I actually get it to explode, and I think I get a mega kill or something, which is about 4 people killed with 1 explosion. But they can deny it, and then it doesn't do anything. Then it's basically useless. So you can use that remote control thing to kind of try and avoid their fire. Pretty awesome. This is something I forgot to say, but you might have noticed that earlier in the video there was kind of a cut between me dying. You can see my body laying, like rolling on the ground, then suddenly cut to me standing there with the teleport thing. And it was because right when I was recording, for a second I thought that maybe my big brother wanted to play a game with me and really wanted to do that, so I stopped the recording, but then he said, oh wait, it's gonna be half an hour more, so yeah, I started recording again. I think it's only 10 seconds or something you missed, it's not that much. Another thing I talked about earlier was mutators, and you might have noticed that some of the enemy players or friendly players have a very small head, and like when I died there just before the cut, I had this ginormous head. And this is a mutator. You know, mutators, they kind of change the game. Some of them change weapons and how the game speed and stuff like that. But some of them just change the appearance or depending on how you're doing. Like the big head, when you're doing great and have a great score, your head becomes bigger and bigger. But if you're doing worse, or if you're doing very bad, your head is very, very tiny. I'm not quite sure if having a bigger head makes you a bigger target for headshots, and a smaller head making you like harder to hit. You have to hit the tiny little head. I'm not quite sure about that, but I think it works that way, and that's very, very cool. I'm also using something you might have noticed, like whenever I get a kill, everything goes in slow motion. That's a mutator I love in this game, because whenever I get a kill with that mutator, everything goes in slow motion, so you can, when you see me get a kill and like jump around and it's just very, very cool having that slow motion thing. It makes it feel more awesome when you get a kill. And like in one game, I got a no-scope from across this map. I believe it's called Facing Worlds. It was very cool. I zoomed in on him and zoomed out and followed him with my crosshairs. And then I shot him a headshot, and everything went in slow motion. It was very cool. Another thing you might have noticed is I jump around like I was on the moon, and it's not because of the map. It's another mutator that I have on for this map, which is called low gravity, which makes me able to jump up high. I can fall from very big distances and not take any damage at all, because there's basically no gravity. And also, like the trans teleporter thing, it also shoots much further because the gravity doesn't pull it down as much. One thing I found you can do is if you stand in the right place on one of the towers and shoot at a particular angle, you can shoot from one tower all the way over to the other with low gravity on, so you can get to their base very quickly by doing that, and then you can just go in through kind of a little portal, get down to the flag, and then take it. It's very fun. So this, I guess I could talk a bit about this map. This map, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite Unreal Tournament maps. It was both in Unreal Tournament 3 or U, and also in Unreal Tournament 2004. I think that's where it was from. It was from 2004, maybe from an older game. I'm not quite sure about that. But it's a very, very cool map. You have these 2 towers in Capture the Flag. I think it's the only game mode you can actually play this in. No, there are some other game modes as well where you can play it. But it's very cool how you have these towers which can be filled up with lots of snipers, and it's a very cool sniping position. And that's what I remember I did all the time when I played Unreal Tournament back in the day. I just got up to that tower and tried to kill as many people as I could with the sniper. I really loved doing that. But also you have this big open field down in the middle where with low gravity, it's very cool because there is like 4 roads coming and meeting at one point, then spreading out again, kind of like a picture a Z, like the middle of the map is like a Z goes into the middle and then goes back out again. And with those holes in the middle, if you have like between the 2 roads on every side, there are holes, and if you fall down on those, they do that one time the map, you basically dead. And it's very cool with low gravity because then you can jump all the way across those holes and like make jumps. It's very, very fun. It is my favorite map. I think this would be my favorite map. I have another map which I'm probably going to use, recorded from another map. It's another game mode. I might use that for a future video, but basically, if you ask me, if you haven't tried an Unreal Tournament game, if you haven't tried Unreal Tournament 2004, you haven't tried Unreal Tournament UT3, whatever you want to call that game, you should go try it. It's a very, very fun game. You should, if you haven't, you should go buy. Just go buy it right now. Go buy Unreal Tournament. It's a very fun game for any PC gamer. I'm 90% sure you're gonna love the game when you start playing it, because it has lots of cool game modes, and has lots of cool vehicles, weapons, and it's a game that takes a lot of skill in order to do good. But the commentary is coming to an end here, so thank you for watching. Remember to check out my Twitter, my Steam group, link and names in the description. Also remember to tune in for my live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. or 21 o'clock Danish time. So just search for Time Converter on Google. You'll probably find a website where you can convert it from Copenhagen or GMT, I believe, +1 time to wherever you live. So thank you for watching, and take care.